Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Coming with Elemental Designs, and today, as you guys can see before you, I have my large 11 by 14 inch art journal, and I've got some cutouts that I've created using this awesome coloring book that I received from Crafts and More with Donna Jackson. It's a beautiful book. I did a flip through of this book a couple days ago in one of my videos. I'll try to see if I can link that video down below just in case you wanted to see page by page what the book looked like. But it's a beautiful book. It's got awesome imagery. It's very reminiscent of the classic story of Alice in Wonderland. So the imagery is very pretty much to the original storyline in the original book. Not so much so towards like the Disney version of the book itself, but more in play with what the original book is. So I did go ahead and create some cutouts, and I wasn't sure which way I was going to go with this. I wasn't sure which one of the pages I wanted to create. Hey Tanya, hey Monica, hola Abril. So I wasn't really sure which one of the images I wanted to use from this book. So more or less, I did go ahead and choose this one. My other option was this one right here, but I think I'm going to save her to do a different kind of art with, with this image here. So I've chosen this beautiful image, and I've already fuzzy cut it and got that ready. So I'm going to get this thing put to the side along with this book. Let me just get my little flowers and stuff that I stamped out of there. So I've gone ahead and just stamped out some flowers that I'm thinking I might be incorporating into this page. I'm not sure if I will or if I won't. You know how I am. I get some things together just because I never really know which way the art is going to flow. But I've gone ahead and just stamped out some, flower images and got them fuzzy cut just on regular. Right. I gotta put my channel. So I've got some other materials. Let me just pull up my channel so that I can go ahead and just see the chat as it's happening, because you guys know that the actual streaming from, the actual place where it streams from, the chat is just not reliable. It disappears and comes back. So let me just give a quick shout out to everybody that is here. So we have Tanya, we have Sasson, we have Scrapping for My Boys, we have April, hi Karina, hi Isabel, and we have the Nightbot. Hey Nightbot. We also have Midalia Burgos, who is she's got a new channel. You guys go and check her out. Thank you so much for being here. So without further ado, let's get into this, and I'm going to try to see that hopefully I can play my chat there while I get this going. So we have our stamped images, and we also have the Alice in Wonderland cutout. Got a few pieces of fabric. I found this trim which says life is an adventure, so I think I'm going to incorporate this somehow. My hands are a little bit dirty already because I prepped my page with some homemade gesso. Thanks so much for that. I've got my own little homemade gesso, so I prepped the page with that. So everything is good to go. I've pulled out some homemade oh nice. It's Let There Be Light. I've got some homemade kind of like they're like ink sprays, but I don't have the little caps for all of them, so I just kind of keep them there. Plus these little cap things always get clogged anyway. So I got a few colors that I pulled out. I'm not sure which one of all of them I'm going to use yet. I also have this little beaker thing. I'm not sure what to call that. Got some font stamps. Got this beautiful napkin that I pulled out from my napkin stash that I'm going to be incorporating into this page. Not the entire napkin, just bits and pieces of it, but I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And I think for the color schemes and stuff like that I'm going to be using, it's going to work really, really well. I've also got here just some pieces of cutout. I just gathered a few different little things here and there to work on this art journal page. I haven't worked in my art journal in quite some time. And since the images in this book are rather large, I pulled out my large art journal. I've got here some pieces of lace. I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate that. I've got some papers that I've gone ahead and pulled out of the paper pad, and this one as well. And then this one from a Prima one. And I also got this stencil out, and this one might not be too well. Maybe you can see the details in it. I don't clean my stencils as often as I should. And this one is really flimsy because it's like from those, you know, overseas stores. So I'm kind of scared to go into it and, like, you know, really go to work on it because I'm scared it's gonna get all messed up. So I haven't even done that to that one yet. This is a Deco Art stencil, this distressed harlequin. So that's what we have to start kind of working. So we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. Hi, Jackie. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get my page pretty much good to go. I'm gonna decorate my page, create the background, create the scene. She's gonna be the focal point, so everything is gonna kind of work around her. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mark my little area here. Well, I don't even need to mark it, I don't think, because I can always just white it out. So I'm just gonna leave that alone as it is. So these are my flowers are probably gonna be the last things that I add, because then I'll just create the colors that is gonna complement the page. I'm gonna go ahead and separate my napkin because this is one of the first layers that I want to go down. And I think what I'm gonna do actually is cut this napkin down. Let me just grab some scissors. And I'm gonna go ahead and just get this kind of down. So if you are like me, you absolutely love yourself some Alice in Wonderland. And lucky for me, Donna, who is Crafts and More with Donna Jackson, blessed me with not one but two Alice in Wonderland books. So I'm like, yes, let's go to work. Tanya got the brigade out already. So and then I got this beautiful napkin, which was also gifted to me through Happy Mail. So I'm just gonna remove the back layer of it. I don't think this one has another layer underneath that, but I could be wrong. But we're gonna work it like that. So this is pretty much what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some matte medium. This is by Deco Art. So I'm gonna add matte medium in certain places and then just kind of stick the napkin down, rub it out, and then kind of allow it to tear away at the edges. That way I don't have like any straight lines or anything like that. And hopefully you guys can see. And I don't have too much shadow. I see a shadow, but that's probably because of the overhang from the camera mount itself. So pretty much I'm just gonna layer this like so. And just kind of rub that in and allow it to kind of tear away wherever it wants to tear away at. So that it's kind of free and organic. And I'm also not gonna worry too much about little tears here and there because this is a mixed media page, so this stressing is allowed. It'll just add more character to the page. So kind of tearing away at it like so. Again, just letting it be kind of free and organic. And these colors will be subject to change because once I start adding all the other stuff that I'm going to be adding onto this page, some of these colors are going to get faded out. I just didn't want to add it as a whole thing. I wanted to add it in pieces. So if you like that kind of like that distressed look, then this is some way that you can kind of achieve that. It helps to minimize just getting those really straight edges. if you're not really into that kind of thing. Just kind of holding it down. Hi, Dorinda. So right now I'm in concentration mode, you guys. So you guys know how that kind of works. Once you start concentrating on what you're doing, you get kind of zoned out. That definitely happens to me more often than not. And I primed my page first because I knew that I was going to be using like, you know, really wet things like those homemade little inks that I created. And I'm not even thinking about where this is going. Obviously, if you're doing something more specific, then, you know, you can be a little bit more methodical with how you're placing all of your elements. I just kind of like to let them just be where they be, and whatever little bits they add to the page, that is fine with me, as the napkin itself is not my focal point. I just like the little butterflies, the little flowers, and those kinds of things. We're almost done with this part of it. Guys, let me know if you're having any issues with buffering or anything like that, because I can't see it on my side. So I'm not sure if you guys are able to see it on your side. I forgot to reset the Wi-Fi before I started. So just let me know. All right, so I'm going to add the rest of this because I might as well. There's no point in saving this little bit right here. And that way I just have something kind of happening already in the first layer. My page is a little bit curved out because of me applying the gesso on it. So I think I don't need to add any more of that for now. Let's go ahead and start adding maybe some of our other papers and stuff. Let me add some of these dark ones here. And on these, I'm going to get rid of the edges. Any kind of sharp edges that I see, I'm going to get rid of them, because I want them to look really, really, really distressed. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that like that. I don't think. I think I'm going to kind of let this dry a little bit. And start adding. My voice is a little bit hoarse, you guys, yes, from yesterday. So hopefully you guys don't mind the constant clearing of my throat. But between all the laughing that I had, yeah, I mean, I was like dying there. Between the laughing and just the spicy food, my throat is a little bit sore. Just trying to get this really spread out so that it dries faster. And I'm going to start to add a little bit of color here and there with the beaker. And I'm going to start building this kind of layer by layer. So I'm going to add a little bit of the watercolor that I kind of mixed up, which is really acrylic paint, just mixed with water. I didn't add anything special to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of drops here and there and just kind of start letting this kind of mix and mingle. And I'm going to do a layer by layer, and just see how that kind of ends up. I normally don't do my artwork that way, like my art journaling that way, but I wanted to try it and see. So I'm just going to shake this up. Hi, Jamilani. Hey, Lisa. So I'm going to kind of do it like this. And this is just acrylic paints with some water mixed in. So I'm just going to grab this little beaker here, and I'm just going to drop some drops here and there. I'm not going to go with the traditional Alice in Wonderland colors. I'm going to kind of make this my own, if you will. I think that's pretty good right there. I'm going to get myself a little sponge and just kind of dab this out a little bit. My sponge already has a little bit of color on it, which is fine by me. I'm going to just dab this out a little bit and then continue to add more colors. And we're just going to see how this is all going to kind of go. Let's get a little bit of red. Hi, Giselle. Hey, Jackie. And this is acrylic based, so it is permanent. So I'm going to grab just a little bit here and there. And we're going to see how this is all going to kind of work out. And I'm not really going to clean my beaker in between uses. We're just going to kind of let this flow out a little bit. Let's thin it out. And if anything becomes too bold for me, then I'll just apply some of my homemade gesso to kind of lighten it up a little bit. Now with these, you gotta definitely catch them while they're still wet, because once they're dry, you have to either get rid of it with using gesso or doing something else to it. Before I continue that, the next layers, I'm gonna go ahead and add some scratching to this as well. Again, I'm trying to create my brow with just a whole bunch of different layers. I'm pretty sure the section is so appealing. Right now I look like a hot mess. Let me see if I can zoom this camera out a little bit. I think it's all the way zoomed in. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit more zoomed out. And I got my two go-to stamps, those font stamps that I have. And I'm going to use just different color kind of inks to do this. I'm going to go with permanent ink. So I'm going to just pull out some of these that I have here. I'm going to go with that pink. And maybe this blue. And even a little bit of this green. So we'll see how this kind of goes. So I'm going to go with this blue one. This is aquamarine. And I'm just looking to add just little bits and pieces. Not everything is going to show, and you have to be okay with that, because when you're working in layers, some layers will be covered up, others will still show. This color right here is magenta hue. Let's see which is the right side up. So we're just gonna add a little bit of font here and there, just to get something going on in some of these lighter places. Doesn't have to be straight or anything like that. Now I'm gonna do the same with the green. And this one is leaf green. Oops, and I can't see what you guys are writing. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jackie. A little bit goes a long way sometimes. Let's see. Where is my rag? Let me try to get some of this residual color off of here before I go into it with the other color. Just a little bit of green, because we do have a little bit of green kind of happening here with the napkin, and I'm not sure how much of that is going to actually show, so we're just going to add a little bit everywhere, just to kind of bring it all together, make them feel like they're actually related, they're part of the same scheme. So wherever I kind of see an open place, it's kind of where I'm adding this in here. And I'm not adding any like other stamps because I already have imagery happening with the butterflies and flowers and all of that other stuff. So I didn't want it to get lost. I mean, which it doesn't really matter when you're doing mixed media because some of it is going to get lost anyway. But I didn't want it to get like super, super busy. So we got that going. Got my stamping on. Happy with that. Now let's go ahead and continue adding some more layers of colors. And this is going to be just the first layer. I will be adding more. You just shake this up. Thank you, Midalia. And I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Right? So a little bit of green, which is going to come out like a little bit of a brown because it's still mixed in with the beaker, which I'm okay with for right now. Comes out like a little, like an odd little color. There we go. Now we got some green. Especially down here. I want some green. And if I feel like I need any of these colors more intensely, then I'll just grab the acrylic and add more because it is all acrylic based anyway. And using this ink to do this pretty much allows for your ink not to mix and mingle with any waters that you're putting over your page. We also have some gold. I think I'm going to spray the gold on. And what I'm going to do with that, just to dry it up a little bit, is I'm going to just use a piece of paper. Oops, there goes my phone again. To just pick up some of the excess. And this will kind of help my page to dry up a little bit faster. This thing over here. So now let's go ahead and start adding some of the other papers that I'm going to start adding on here. If your page is overly saturated, you're definitely going to have issues gluing down paper. Mine is wet, but it's not overly saturated. So I should be okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Trying to see where I can put this phone so that I can read what you guys are writing. And every time I move the table, it falls off. It falls off every time I move the table. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to add just glue and paper to different places. I might have to switch over to the heavy gel. And this has little cutouts in it, which I have saved over here because after I'm done and everything is like the way I want it, I'm gonna sprinkle some of them all over the place. I think I'm gonna add all of this. And don't worry if your words come out upside down. That happens to me all the time. That's quite all right. So how are you guys enjoying your Saturday so far? Hopefully you guys are having an awesome time. You've got to rest and do a little bit of crafting. I think that's enough for that. I'm gonna kind of cut this paper in half so that I can just get a few bits and pieces of what I need. And I'm gonna push this towards the bottom, but she needs somewhere to kind of stand. So I'm gonna add this kind of like grass down here. This is gonna be like my grassy field. It's gonna look more, but I want to go right into it and just add a few details here and there. Add with some inks or some markers or over stencil over it or something. And we're gonna do a little bit of layering of the grass. What's going on with my channel, Jackie? I'm breaking up. It looks fine on our end. Are you sure? I mean, I know you're seeing what you're seeing, but is everybody experiencing me breaking up? Because on my phone and on my laptop, it looks like it's flowing nicely. Yeah, it's breaking up. All right. So I'm gonna stop the feed, I guess, and I'm gonna reset it, reset my Wi-Fi, and I'll catch you guys back up here in like 2 more minutes. Hopefully it'll resume. So just be aware of that. Go ahead and reset